This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Hey, let's go ahead and get this on the record. What was it like going to Atlanta and watching your son?
Man, that was exciting. I mean, that was an exciting experience. That's an amazing ballpark there in Atlanta, and for him to be a part of the program, be called up there. I mean, it was really special. It's kind of crazy because I was coming back from normally, I kind of take 2 or 3 days off myself and just kind of get myself right, my thoughts of where we're going to do things D-line wise. And I was coming back, and I just happened to be in Atlanta. And he called us the night before and told us it had happened. I thought they were going to fly him to Anaheim, but they flew him to Atlanta to meet the team. And I just kind of called Coach, and Coach was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. And, I mean, it was great, man. Great experience.
All right, and just the thoughts that you want to convey about what you've seen from your group so far this camp.
Well, it's been good. I mean, they've been working, man. They've been working their behind off. There's a lot of competition in the room, and they know that. My philosophy is if you make the defense better when you're on the field, you play, no matter what, whether you're a senior, whether you're a freshman. And those guys, man, they've been working their behind off. They love each other. We play, we have fun together. We go eat together. We hang out. It's a really unique group, and I love the group that I have right now.
Running the 4 transfers, just what were you looking for in those guys, and have you been pleased with what you've seen from them so far?
Yeah, we were trying to obviously get some more playmakers. We were trying to get bigger, and I felt like we did that. When you got Jeff Code, and then you got John Morgan, who's a pass rush guy, but he's done a great job against the run. And then you get Tank, Booker, and then Kiwi Rose. Man, those guys just done a great job. I mean, it's been really good. That their football knowledge is good. Kiwi didn't get with us until the end of June, so he only really had a month with us training, but he came in great shape and has great knowledge and all that. So it's been really good, and I'm excited about him.
You have a strong group of older guys as returners. Is there anybody of that group that maybe you think could take the next step this year?
Well, I'm hoping that it's Torrin Carter and Cam Ball, Eric Greger, all those guys, Zach Williams, all those guys that were with me last year. I'm hoping to see something, another step and another level up in their play this year, and they've been practicing that way. I mean, we have some tough practices, and it's been fun watching them compete.
On the 2 new defensive tackle transfers, Kiwi and Tank, can you just talk a little bit about the qualities that those guys bring individually? Just their ability.
Yeah, what Tank's Tank's a big kid. I mean, he's about 6'3.5", probably about 335, somewhere in there. He moves really well, plays with great leverage, and just the fact that he's not being able to be thrown around as much. He's held the point really good for us, and I think he's going to be a really good addition to us. Kiwi is the same. I'm seeing Kiwi. We saw him on film, and what we saw on film, he was explosive. And I watched 2 games. I watched him when they played Missouri, and I watched him when they played Clemson, and those are 2 games that I watched on him, and he gave them heck, both games. And so when we went on him, man, then when we got here and got a chance to see him, we were really surprised. Exactly bigger than we thought, and he's done a great job at this point as well. So those guys are competing with the older guys. And, it's a great rotation right now.
You got 9 guys listed as seniors, a lot of veteran returning players. How do you feel about your depth overall?
Well, I think it's really good right now. We've got some older guys. We got some +1 year guys in there, and we'll see how that goes. But right now we're gonna take one step at a time and one game at a time, and we're gonna go out and put the best 4 on the field and get our rotation rolling, and hopefully we can wear some people down and play well.
So even though they might or might not play this year, but you had 3 freshmen, and as many came in midterm, none of them did. But Ian, Caleb, and Quincy,
yeah.
Are they what you thought they were? I mean, you've had them for 6 or 7 practices now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see them in high school, but have they been what you thought they would be and going to help?
Man, they are. They're good, really good players. Quincy is a kid from here, obviously here in state. He's dynamic. I mean, I think he walked in here right at 270. He's up to about 285 right now. Really good looking player, long, can run, I mean, I think he's going to be a great player. Ian is a big kid that when you see him, you don't think he can move the way he does, but he moves really well, change directions well. He's physical. Obviously a kid coming out of high school that size, one of the things you have to work on is pad levels. And so we continue to work on that daily. And then Caleb is a hard-nosed kid that plays hard. That's a bigger kid that's probably going to end up getting bigger in himself. And we're excited about all three of them. I think all three of them are going to be good players.
More four-man front.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, is that something that excites the player?
Well, it does. But, we're four-man front. That's what we're going to base out of. But, you'll see us at times in some three-down stuff just to mix things up and then even some third-down stuff. But I think, they love the fact that we got four, and I like it as well.
Based on Coach Williams' track record before coming here as a defensive coordinator, a lot of blitzing, what he did at UCF. How does that impact your coaching, the position group, and what you guys are working on in the camp so far?
Well, movement has been part of what we do a little bit, but we also understand that there'll be times where things are going to break down, and when they break down, you got to have a base. What's your base that you're going to go to, and we have a good base where we're starting. So it's not going to be movement all the time. That has been part of his history and part of it, but he understands. I mean, he played in this league and he's been in this league, so he understands what he's going up against and what we got to do. And I think the system we're running is a great system, and I think it's going to be beneficial for our kids.
You've got the 9 seniors. How does the leadership within your group kind of get determined? And is it who's stepping up for you right now with that group?
Well, it's a good combination because it's such it's like I said about the camaraderie in the room has been really, really good. There's not a lot of egos in the room, and they're able to hold each other accountable without getting upset with each other. And I think there have been multiple guys that have stepped up in the room that kind of leads the room, but overall the room kind of polices itself, and they're doing a great job with it. And I mean, in the classroom and everything else. And so it's been good.
What's been your take on the going against the offensive line in practice? Obviously, for about a week now. What's your take on that group and maybe the tackles, especially because obviously they're looking for some new starters out there?
Well, I mean, man, they've done a great job. Coach Kennedy is a really good football coach. Obviously, Coach Pitt, that's his forte, and they've done great recruiting. And Bo and all those guys, man, it's great for us to compete against that level of competition every day, because I don't know with the older guys they have there, I don't know if you're going to get much better in this league, if there are better out there. I don't know that. But I also know it's tough for them going against us daily, because I think we have a lot of talent in our room that we're working each other. As they say, iron sharpens iron. And I think we're both working each other and putting a lot of pressure on each other.
As far as the scrimmage goes, I know you guys had that contact, obviously yesterday, full pads, but what are you looking for out of the scrimmage overall, especially with your group?
Well, you see what they've done for me the first 6 days. You see all this gray hair right here, but tomorrow I'm just gonna sit back and relax and watch them play. I'm gonna watch them play and see where we are as a group right now. I think they've done a good job, and they've got a good hold of the system, and I want to see who's gonna line up and make plays without me coaching them on every play.
With the number of defensive linemen and the veterans and everything, do you think you have the potential to rotate it like a 3 deep on the defensive line, like freely rotate that?
Well, we do. We have a good group of guys, and they know this. One of the things we talk about, there's a lot of guys in our room want to play on the next level. We all understand what it takes to get to the next level, and not everybody has that ability. But we also know that, hey, to have quality film, you've got to play hard all the time. And part of that is, hey, there are guys out there, and I've been places where guys are playing 50, 60, 65 snaps a game. I just don't believe you can play that many reps and be as effective as you need to be. And our guys know that. We talked about that as a group. They understand it. They understand there'll be some type of rotation, but hey, at the end of the day, when it's time to make a play and a guy's hot, I'm going to put him on the field, and I'm going to let him do his thing.
We'll talk to you a little bit more about Gerard, just such a unique person at 394 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a spot in your rotation for a 394-pound freshman, and what are the goals for him from like weight and stuff? Like, where would you like to see him?
Well, goals weight wise, we talked about it. It's going to be a process. This time next year, I would definitely probably love to see him around 355, 360, somewhere in there. And we talked about that. He knows that. But there's always a place for a guy as big as he is and as quick as he is in our deal. Hopefully, we're not in that situation as much. You're looking at goal line situations and things like that. But he's doing a good job, and I can't say that he won't be part of the rotation this year, but he's doing a really good job. That you never know what happens, and we're early in camp as well. I mean, this is day 6, I think. I don't even know the number of that practices, but we're early in camp, so we still got time to get things going.
A guy that came on late last year was Cam Ball. What have you seen from him so far?
He's done a good job. I'm always challenging those guys, man, to be better. My mom used to tell me a long time ago, don't worry about anybody else's house until you clean your own. And I talk to them about it all the time in our room. I don't care what nobody else do. It's about us in this room right now. And every day I'm demanding more and more. And at the end of the day, we practice, and the way Coach Pitt has it set up, we want it to where on Saturday it's easy for them. And I demand a lot out of them, and they'll tell you that. But at the same time, we love each other. It's a great group. And I think Cam has done a good job up to this point, but I think he has so much more ability and potential left that we got to get it all out of him.
A guy with a lot of SEC experience, is that something that you've been able to notice so far?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he stands out in a lot of ways. But, he does a great job, but there's a lot of guys. If you come watch this practice, there's a lot of guys standing out in our group. And they're doing really good. But once again, I mean, it's every snap, every day. You got to show up. You got to show up and play.
You're the lone holdover coach on defense from the last half. What's the new mesh been like for you and the new coaches?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. I knew Coach T. Will. Didn't know him personally, but I knew who he was. I've known Coach Wilson for a long time, and it makes me old when I say this, but Coach Wilson was actually playing corner when I was coaching at Southern Miss, and we won a championship there together. And so he is, man, it's been good. It's been a great group of guys, and I really enjoy the room.
I wonder how you feel that. I think Landon was telling us at Nashville at Media Days that for the bowl, you were working with about 3 healthy D tackles at the time. How's it feel now compared to that?
It's good. It's good. It's a good problem to have. It was a tough deal at the bowl game. I think we had 3 D tackles and maybe 4 ends. That was it. But they worked hard and we got it done. But this is a good problem to have. And like I said, they're competing, man. I really enjoy just watching them compete.
I guess just with Tarian Carter, just how have you seen him? And last year in the spring, it seemed like he was really going to take off, but had some unfortunate injuries.
Right. Well, he's come back, and I've had knee injuries myself over the years, and sometimes it's hard to trust your knee and be 100%, I guess positive about it and knowing that it's there. He's done it. It's been a process. And each day you can see a little bit more confidence coming in him, and he's done a really good job. But just like I said about all the other guys, he knows what I expect from him, and it's every day come to work, and we hold each other accountable. That's one thing those guys do know in the room. I'm gonna look them in the eye and I'm gonna tell them the truth, and it might not be what they want to hear, but hey, it's the truth. And if the truth hurts, then hey, change it. That's the way we are, and it's been good.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.